Hey guys, we're going to take a look at game number 4 here between the Gladiators and Excelsior on Route 66. And this is going to be, so the Gladiators right now are leading the series 2-1. This is going to be Excelsior's last chance to try to send it to map number 5, and we'll see how they do. Alright, let's take a look at the compositions here real quick. So from the Gladiators who are playing defense, we have the Hanzo and Tracer, and we'll see how those two synergize with each other. Tracer going to be on the flanks, Hanzo probably going to be more with the Zenyatta and the Mercy, and so we have from the Gladiators also Orisa and Diva. Diva going to be there to eat the halts. They want to go with the Hanzo and Tracer, so that means no Mei, and you're going to have some defense against halt hook. If you want to protect against it, that's going to be the Diva in this case. And then Excelsior are going to go with the Mei, the Hanzo, so Mei is going to protect against halt hook if the Gladiators are running it, and then Excelsior also going to have as their tanks Hog Orisa, which is super powerful as we all know with the halt hook, and Jonak going to be on the Zenyatta, always able to pop off on him, and Animo going to be the Baptiste. So let's see how this plays out. Now the first thing I want you guys to know is the location of the tanks right now for the Gladiators and how they're playing, just their positioning. So the tanks are actually going to be up here at the beginning, right here, and I don't really like this position because where's your next route to retreat? Back in the gas station or over here, or just falling back by the Mega? But you can get pincered from here, and you can also get pincered from the attacking team. In theory, you have the support from the guys up here, but is it going to be enough? We'll actually see here, and you're going to see Decay on the Tracer is going to go for the flank on the high ground here as the Excelsior start to push up, and you can see right now they're just over pressuring the shield for the Gladiators, and there's not really anything that the Gladiators can do about it. They put the Mei wall up there to help against the Hanzo, but it's just not going to be enough for the Gladiators. You can see that Sherwood is pressuring, but where's Decay? Decay's like, he's been on this flank this whole time. He is applying pressure onto the Orisa, but it's not enough pressure. They're just able to keep up the whole team with the Baptiste, applying the AoE healing to the whole team. You can see how clustered they were all together, and then Baptiste just does so much healing along with the Zenyatta. It's not going to be enough for the Gladiators to burn through. And you can see, actually, if we go back a little bit here, you can see Big Goose fell down, and he actually wasn't going for a res. Unfortunate circumstance here. He flies back to his Hanzo, and then flies in to help the tanks, and then he actually tries to fly to his Diva, but for some reason was on the low ground and got halted back. So it's going to be a reset here. Surefoot just going to continue poking, but the Orisa and Hog are going to go for the halt hook, and no defense against it. Void's already retreating. Surefoot is still here. I'm just going to feed 200 HP worth of ult charge. So there you go. That's the first attack from the Excelsior, and it turns out to be a good one for them. So the Gladiators actually not even going to contest. They're just going to get ready for the second attack from the Excelsior on the second phase. And interesting that they don't try to challenge. They just want to get good positioning for the next fight. Unfortunately for the Excelsior, Decay does land a huge shot onto the Orisa, as we'll see. Halt. So yeah, Halt Widow is very underutilized, I think. And I actually want to see, so wait, who got Mono before that? How did Mono get to, so the Widow does 300 damage on her headshot. And Mono must have lost health here. Let's see how he plays this. Shield just getting absolutely obliterated. They're playing for the shield break. Yeah, there was he tried to put his head down there, turned around and tried to put his head down, but still Shaz was there too, and good play there from the Gladiators. Although they don't have halt hook, halt is still very useful even at long distances, as you guys can see with projectiles, and with the Widow can still do a lot of damage. So right now that's going to stall the Excelsior attack just a little bit longer. Alright, so we see the next attack here from the Excelsior, waiting for Mono to get back. Here comes Mono. So now you're going to see the Mei wall come out, and this is going to help them get through this choke, obviously. Now here's the thing, you're going to see Baptiste. If we look at the ultimate economy here, Baptiste has his amplification matrix. That's going to help as well as they start to push here and force Roar back. And then for the side of Gladiators, you could see that Surefour has his Dragon Strike ready pretty soon, and that's like really all there is to note right now as far as ult economy. Now here you might think this is a poor use of Amplification Matrix because, well, everyone's like full health, but we just saw how fast a Hanzo and a Zenyatta can obliterate when shooting at a halt target. So this Amplification Matrix is not bad from Animo. You can see the Immortality Field is not bad from Animo. You see the Amplification Matrix comes down. Sabiola gets a pick, but then nobody's there to go and get the Mercy for the res. If we look at Meko, he's not even looking there. So, not even trying to try to get a hook onto Big Goose as he goes for the res. And then a beautiful halt into the dragon there from Void. Well placed dragon from Surefour. And right there is going to win the team fight. So yeah, initially I thought maybe Animo used his Immortality Field a little bit too preemptively and unnecessarily. But, they just died to the halt. Last team fight, their Orisa went down because of a halt. And so I think it was a fine use. It's just unfortunate, and it's just a good play from the Gladiators. I think that maybe the Amplification Matrix, if we go back to Animo, this is a bit nitpicky, but I think he was going for this. It just didn't work out. He was trying to put it on the cart, I believe. He just play this at 1 speed. See how fast he just looks down to do it. He probably meant to put it on the cart, and it just kind of stayed there. It didn't get much use, much value. The only real unfortunate thing there from the Excelsior, and also that that Mecha wasn't really looking for the hook there on the Mercy for the res on the Zen. But it's going to be a reset for the Excelsior. Alright, so this next team fight, I am both impressed with Shaz and I am not impressed with Shaz. And you might think I'm going to be a little bit nitpicky on him, but I think that it is partially the reason why he goes down here. And we'll see. First, let's look at the Excelsior. They're going to use another wall to get through this choke. But if we look at Shaz, and I'll flip over to him here, he's going to put his Discord. So again, Roar's going to throw his, after the wall goes down, Roar's going to throw his halt into the enemy team, and then Decay and Shaz are just going to do what they do with their projectile and with the Widow shot, which is great. And this is a great play from the Gladiators because there's no defense for it from the Excelsior other than that wall. If that wall is used, then obviously it's a great time to use it right after. So he puts a Discord. Did you see how well he was able to put this? I don't know if this is just luck or not, but he put the Discord right onto Mono through all that clutter. I mean, that's a very impressive job. It's not as easy as you think to land those Discords onto the right targets when they're clumped like this. So gets it onto Mono, and Mono's got to be the target because of the humongous hitbox. I mean, if we look at Mono, he's looking down, and the head hitbox is still it's still massive. Her hitboxes in general are massive. They're going to be able to get the res here, and that's fine. But what I don't like here from the Gladiators, you can see Surefour with Big Goose going to take this high ground positioning. That's fine. And you can see Decay back here. The snipers are well positioned, and I'm fine with the tank play and where the tanks are holding. I might like to see them more on the right side here as you can get a better route retreat if you go. So I think you can get a better route retreat. Right now they're here, and the next route retreat is back there or into the Mega. I think so. The payload goes through here and then curves around. I'd like to see them more on the right side and facing and being able to rotate back that way because you have the cover of this house. However, that is, again, nitpicky. I want to focus on to Surefour. So he's going to drop, and he's going to throw his, so he has his Sonic Arrow, which is what lets him know where the enemy team is. But as soon as he shoots his Sonic Arrow, he's going to start to push up. And you got to remember there's an Orisa on the other team, so if you push in too far, even when you try to get out with your mobility as Hanzo, there's still a halt. And now what has to happen to help out Surefour? A lot of resources have to go in. Valkyrie comes out, you're going to see Transcendence comes out, and the whole team's going to rotate there. Obviously the enemy team's there too, so they're probably going to go there anyway, but now Surefour's going to go down. And this is a pretty aggressive bomb from Void. He had full HP when he dropped this bomb, and the Mei has a wall, so bombs are not going to be super effective against this comp. So that bomb gets nothing. And now I want to focus on Shaz, and I want you to look at the way he takes this this angle. Actually, I want you guys to focus on two things. Focus on Void and focus on Shaz. So first things first. Transcendence comes out, Bomb comes out, and now what? So Void's responsibility is to eat the halts against Halt Hook. It's the only defense. I want you to look at how. Okay, so Shaz is ending his Transcendence right now, right? Where's the next route of retreat after he ends his Transcendence? You're gonna see Shaz just kind of fucks around over here, when really he should be taking this sharp angle back and either into the house or behind it. If we switch over. So he needs to be taking the route of retreat. He needs to be. Oh my god, I'm sorry, guys. He needs to be taking the route of retreat either directly along this motorcycle and into the house so he can find cover, or behind it by the stairs so we can regroup with this team who are on the high ground. But what he does instead is kind of just fucks around over here, and he's going to get halt hooked because of it. And then you could see also Void, when he gets back into his mech, he's not going to have any peel for his Zen after he gets out of the Transcendence. And maybe he expects Shaz to be smart enough not to just fuck around over here, but I don't know. I'm going to put this one on Shaz and the way he ends this Transcendence. So if we switch over to I'm just going to play from this point of view so you can see whether you think Void should have ate the halt or not. So you see that wide angle that Shaz takes, and it just leaves him kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Just keeps falling back into the middle of the street, and then Void not there to eat the hook, tries to peel last second, or to eat the halt, excuse me. And then the dragon comes from Sabiolbi. There's nothing they can really do, so I don't like how Shaz ended his Transcendence there. He didn't get on the flank and go to the right, and he didn't hide behind cover. He just kind of fucked around in the middle of the open and let himself get demolished by the other team. So now we're in the mid fight, and let's see how this fight ends. So as the Transcendence ends here, and we see that's halt hook again from the Excelsior, and we look at what happens next. So the halt actually got Roar off the high ground as well, but actually might have saved him from the dragon. I think that dragon would have got a piece of him. He was still up there. But regardless, he probably would have got out of it. Anyway, he goes up the stairs here. You can see high ground's going to be important for the Gladiators throughout this second phase. They maintain high ground control. And really, the only one who can contest up there is Hanzo. And Hanzo, for the Excelsior, is going to be the one pushing the payload, Sabiolbi. And now Excelsior are going to elect to go onto the stairs here and take the middle level of this saloon. And we see Bongo come out from the Orisa. And now here's where I think Void would have wished he had his bomb back, because he could just go on top of that, sit on top of that Bongo and just drop his bomb and create a bunch of pressure for the Excelsior, make him lose one of their most powerful ultimates. Bongo comes out as well from the Gladiators, but really it's only going to affect Orisa. And yeah, you can see Void's actually going to go down here. And again, if he had his bomb still and hadn't used it as aggressively, especially against this competition with the Mei, who can just put a wall up and probably wasn't going to be effective anyway, he would have been able to put it on the Bongo. But regardless, we're going to have a 5-head play here from Surefour. So let's switch over to Surefour and watch him come out of spawn. He's going to come out of spawn. He has his dragon, right? And he's just gonna let this thing fly right onto the Bongo. But look what he does after that. He's gonna pressure Anemo, land a shot on him, and now look, if we switch over to Anemo, Anemo has nowhere to go. He's either gonna die to the Hanzo or stay right where he's at. And yeah, so he's either gonna die to Hanzo or he's gonna get eaten by the dragon. He runs right into the dragon of Surefour, and that's gonna buy them some time with Void going down. And yeah, during this whole time, Excelsior still managed to turn the corner, and they're going to push here with their with the Mei ult. But one thing I want you guys to focus on is as we move into the end of the second phase here, is Gladiators' control of the high ground. So if I switch over to pen, Hanzo's up here for the Gladiators. You're going to have Mercy up here, and you're actually going to see Decay flip between the parallel high grounds here and here. He's going to take the middle ground. He's going to be on the high ground as well. And really, the only person that can pressure this is Hanzo from the Excelsior, because all the other 5 guys besides Mercy are completely ineffective. You can try to do a hold hook here, and we'll actually see that's going to be the case right now with Mono and Meko. And they're just not going to get anything with that, and they're just gonna have to be content with giving up the high ground with this composition. And that's one of the problems with a Mei versus double sniper is Mei's just so much less versatile. She's gonna have to stay with the tank. So Freeze is gonna come out here. The Blizzard's gonna come out here. It's gonna buy them some space. And again, if you just look at the high ground here, Hanzo and Mercy, and Decay as well. Decay he's gonna get shot there, but he can just easily fling himself up. If we look at the sniper for the right there, you see him just flips right over to the high ground, and you can see that Sabiobi is trying to contest, but I mean really just him being the one to contest a pocketed Hanzo and a Widow, he's not going to be able to do anything. So lands that shot on Decay, and now he's going to go on the high ground. There's 3 people up here, he's not going to do anything. Got the Battle Mercy as well, like he stands no chance, and he goes down right there. Libero goes down as well, and now they can just overpressure Mono, and Mono's going to go down too. So the presence of high ground with this composition from the Gladiators is crucially important. They took over the high ground. You saw Decay here, you saw Surefour, you saw Big Goose, and they just completely controlled it and didn't let Sabiobi have any value. So, I mean, like, if you're able to control the high ground here, you're going to play about as well as you can with double sniper versus a Mei composition. And Libero just not having as much effectiveness with his Blizzard really hurt as well. Alright, so the Excelsior know that they need to get high ground control, and they're actually going to end up switching comps to double sniper dive. So they're going to have the Winston D.Va now to go up there and contest along with the Hanzo. And then Sabiobi is going to have the battle versus Decay, Jonak on Zen, and he's going to have his Transcendence, Animo on the Mercy. And then again, we see that Decay has Sights, Surefour going to have his Dragon Strike here, and then Void coming close to bombs. Shaz has his Transcendence. So what we're going to see here is Surefour is going to see from the Sights that they're coming from the Mega, as will the rest of the team, obviously. And now what you're going to see is a simple halt Dragon, beautifully placed, beautiful Dragon, and there's nothing that even Mono can do with a Transcendence. He's just going to get destroyed through it. Surefour on the high ground up here, raining down shots on him, and that's going to result in a quick little reset. So they wait for Mono to come back, and now they're going to try to get this high ground away from the Gladiators, because that's how they've been losing their last few fights as they've tried to attack with the Mei, and they actually do succeed in that. Surefour is going to go down, but you're going to see the res actually does come through fairly quickly from Big Goose, and now here is something odd that happens. So Surefour, okay, it's actually not that weird. So Surefour is going to go on a flank, which is totally fine. Sabiobi makes a monster shot in the back there on Decay, which I'll go show you guys in a second here. So during this window of time where Surefour goes on this flank, it's a good flank. It's going to end up in Libero dying, but his main tank is completely overpowered, and there's nothing that Void and Shaz can do about it themselves. I would have liked to see Transcendence pulled out there from Shaz at least. So if we look back at Shaz and what he decides to do here, so you're going to see, play this up, Roar's going to go back up the stairs, and Shaz is going to be positioning back just fine, but once he sees that those 2 criticals, you got to press Q, man. You gotta press Q. And so they're gonna still commit to this fight, obviously, with Void throwing bomb. It's not gonna get anything. Surefour is gonna actually succeed in his flank on the Libero, and yeah, I think that's Shaz's fault right there. But here's the odd thing that happens. So with that, the fight's still going on here, and they're committed to this. They're not calling for the reset, and then the dive comes on. But Shaz doesn't use his ult again, so he holds Transcendence and doesn't heal his Mercy, and now he pops Transcendence, and it's very odd. I don't like how Shaz played this at all. And Bongo comes out, and the Bongo gets no value, so just weird play from the Gladiators in general. If we watch this again from Void's perspective, or from Roar's perspective, I mean, just a terrible Bongo. So the Monkey comes here and he just preemptively uses it, and now it's stuck there. Like it's not gonna reach to anyone. And you know, Void's demagged. Meko destroys Surefour. Go back and see how Meko got that kill onto Surefour. So Sabiobi has sights, and they go ahead and dive onto Surefour there, the tanks. And now they're gonna just come back to point, and everybody's split. Meko's bomb's not successful, but I mean, there's nothing Shaz can do. He just gets overpowered. And yeah, so just I don't know why Shaz held on to his Transcendence for so long, and I think it really cost the team. I'm gonna blame that one on Shaz. I do want to look at the shot from Sabiobi though. So if we flip over to F7 or F8, I gotta see the shot, dude. Oh my gosh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Fucking nuts. Yeah, so watch this again. We're gonna see play from Shaz's perspective. Should give him a benefit of the doubt. So now that he sees a critical, again doesn't press Q. They're committed to the fight. Reset call. So if there's a reset call there, then he shouldn't have popped trans. And I don't think there was a reset call because Void threw his bomb. Really odd. And now he didn't even use the end of his Transcendence to go help Diva. So he used Transcendence like super late. It didn't even get his Diva to full health. So watch this again. He's just hanging out there. Okay, gets Diva there, but then just goes away from the Diva. Puts himself in a corner that's later gonna get dove on. He just sits in that corner. It's gonna just get dove on from the Diva and the Winston. Something a Valking Mercy can do. Yeah. Now, it's a team game, but you know, big mistake there from Shaz. Not entirely his fault, but a lot of the blame should go on him for this lost team fight. Alright, so let's watch this third phase here for the Excelsior. So you're going to see Mono actually jump in by himself past the street, and they're not going to make Roar pay for being up close and personal by himself, but he does have Void right behind him. So Mono going to counter dive on top of that Winston, and now they're just posturing. You can see the Diva and the Winston here in the corner. Actually, Hanzo lands. You can see the Hanzo here. Surefour lands like 3-4 storm arrows on onto Mono, and that's gonna call for the dive right here. Actually, it wasn't that called for the dive. They were gonna dive on him anyway, I think, but what really screwed up Mono here was his jump. So if you look at his jump, so that's his counter jump onto that Winston. Surefour's gonna get these shots on him, and then look at this jump from Mono. Just a weird jump. Puts himself in an awkward position for the other tanks to dive on him. He's just going to go down, but luckily Libero has his dragon, and that's going to cover Mono as he gets the res. So Mono has the res, and the cart's starting to move up here on the incline, and it's going to round the corner. We see that in a second here. Mono's going to take this high ground, and Meko's right with him. Now you see the counter jump from Roar and Void as well. And now it's just a battle between the tanks, and the Widow's there as well from the side of the Excelsior. Where is the DPS from the Gladiators? So here is Surefour, and here is Decay. So snipers also do have line of sight. It looks like the Excelsior just win the battle here. Res comes in from Big Goose. And the trans, this is huge. The trans from Shaz completely missed his tanks as they got low. So if we watch this from the perspective of Shaz, tanks go on the high ground. He's unable to reach them with his trans. And that's just unfortunate. But here's the issue. He's going to get dove on now that they know he doesn't have trans. You can see Mono already on top of him. And in comes Meko as well. He stands no chance, and Big Goose is going to go down as well. Nobody's moving the cart here for the Excelsior though, and that's an issue. Anima goes back to get it. Clock's ticking, they only have 20 seconds. And so we're going to see the final attempt here from Gladiators to keep the Excelsior from getting this cart into the final team fight here on Route 66 with the Excelsior on the attack. Let's see if the Excelsior are able to get this thing in. You can see as far as ult economy goes, Excelsior have Dragon Strike. They're going to have both tank ultimates, neither of their support ultimates though. Gladiator's going to have their Dragon Strike. Roar's going to have, he's going to have his Primal Rage, and then Void's going to have the Bomb. Biggest can be coming close to his Valk. Dragons on both sides. You're going to see Void drop a bomb. Not going to get anything. And you can see the pressure here from Roar onto Sabiobi. That's huge, that first pick. Brown from Meko doesn't get anything, and then they're actually able to get Meko as he's ulting. So let's watch that from Meko's perspective. So Meko low, just gonna throw his bomb. He's actually unable to get back in his mech. So this is the issue I have with what Meko did here. Obviously the ultimate is just used to help him get back in. He gets booped out, but then, okay, so he's low HP. At this point, just hide behind your mech. I think he was trying to get in a safe position here, away from the spawn where the enemy team was. So you know what? I'm actually not pissed at Meko for this, because if we pull out the pen here, I'm actually not pissed at Meko, because if he would have hid behind his mech here, he would have had this spawn and this spawn both looking at him and having sightlines on him. So his idea was to get behind here and use this what is this, fucking boxes to protect him. It would have been a safer spot than being around his mech, and I can understand that, but just unlucky. Goose giving him the slam to the face. So Mono on point. They have the trans with Jonak. Mono ends up getting Surefour. But Big Goose is going to get the res, and nobody's going to stop him. Mono can't do anything about it. And Roar getting Libero too. What the hell? So Roar just popping off here. Goes and gets the Mega. And what does he do? Oh, so Libero just tries to go for the Mega, and he's right there. Okay. Sabiobi gets Big Goose. This is still winnable. And then Shaz with the Transcendence. Yeah, Jonak just gonna go down. They don't have enough resources. Void drops the bomb. And that's gonna be it for the Excelsior. Not gonna get it all in, but they're gonna take 2 of the 3 points and go pretty far distance-wise. So we'll see how the Gladiators' attack is able to match this performance from the Excelsior. Alright, so Gladiators on attack. Now if we take a quick look at the compositions, we can see that the Gladiators are going to run double sniper, and also the Excelsior are going to run double sniper. Both teams electing not to have a hog and instead a diva, and that's going to allow them to run this double sniper instead of having a Mei for defense, right? They can use both slots for snipers. We don't need a Mei because diva, in theory, is going to be the one who protects against hold hooks. But either team going to have a hog. Still obviously going to have the Orisa. Orisa's super strong right now. And as far as support, it's going to have mirrors with the Zenyatta and Mercy. Mercy can always assist with the Zenyatta, and Zenyatta is going to have his Discord and also the defensive ults. The defensive ult that's so powerful, the Transcendence. So let's see how this plays out. Now you're actually going to see the Excelsior set up on the high ground here, as opposed to Gladiators, who elected to set up, if you guys recall, they elected to set up on the low ground right here, and then the whole team instead for the Excelsior are going to set up on the high ground. And this is, I think, the more common defense up here. It was really odd when the Gladiators ran that defense, but that's for a different story. Let's look at what happens here. So right now, double sniper, you're just going to see a lot of poking, trying to get a pick. And the Hulk comes in. Both teams going to have the D.Va to try to defend against that. You're going to see a Hulk come in away from the D.Va from Roar here. So we'll see, he tries to get the Widow out. And if we swap over to Sabiobi, he actually ducks and puts his head down to try to not get headshot. And he's going to be the one to find first blood here on the Hanzo Surefour. And now here is something that is an issue with the composition of running D.Va with double sniper and Orisa. So if you pay attention to Void, the D.Va for the Gladiators, he's gonna go inside of the gas station, and he's actually gonna see Zenyatta here, right? And he thinks he can make a play on the Zenyatta, which he can. He can definitely get this kill. And he's going to end up doing that. But what does that do? Well, it's going to force the trans from Animo, but at the same time, he's going to go down, and you're already a man down. So, yeah, Surefour does get res too, but now you're in a 5v6, because they're going to have a res, and now you can't get resed. So you're going to go in solo and go into the enemy team, commit yourself while the rest of your team is back there. So it's very, very odd that with your whole team being back here, you're going to commit yourself into the back line and almost assuredly have a death when there's already a Mercy who can res whoever it is that you kill, right? So I don't necessarily like that play from Void. Is like pretty much suicide. You're gonna get the Zen, but he's gonna get res, and it's just odd. So now it's a 5v6, and you're gonna see Mono actually get a good halt here on Decay, who's flanking, and him and Jonak are gonna take out Decay. And now you're really screwed, and you're gonna have to call for a reset. Alright, so Decay just falls, and we're actually gonna see a little bit of a soft reset. So the Glazers are still going to be, they're in their position, they're going to hold their position, and kind of just play a little safer until Decay can come back, and they're just going to try to see if they can get a pick, and wait to see if Excelsior make a mistake. And I think they end up making a mistake with Meko here. So he tries to get the finishing blow. Big Goose at 75 health. Whether this is a mechanical mistake or a game sense mistake, positioning mistake, up to you to decide. I think Meko could probably get this kill here, but really commits himself. I mean, the Zen's right there with the Harmony on, so perhaps it actually was a mistake going that deep, because now he doesn't have his boosters. He's trying to get back to his team. No healers are able to help him out here. Too busy helping out the Orisa and trying to frag the front line. And Meko gonna get demexed because of it. So perhaps a bit of an overextension for Meko. And at the same time, so Animo and Libera both go down, and we can see snipers just making plays here. Surefour going on this soft flank on the high ground. So backs out, and actually Meko doesn't get the kill on Surefour there too, but he is getting pocketed, so that's a tough kill. You see a soft flank from Surefour, just hits his shots, gets that headshot onto Animo, and at the same time lands those 2 storm arrows onto Libero. And if we swap over to Decay, we actually missed it. We'll play it again. Decay hitting a crucial shot on Animo there. Animo having Valk here extremely soon and goes down, so that's going to make it tough for the Excelsior here. Decay also getting Sabiobi, and yeah, it's pretty much a lost fight for the Excelsior. Not going to use any ultimates. And Gladiators going to take this one in on the first point. So a bit of an overextension there from Meko. Not able to finish his kill. Good job from the Gladiators. Supporting each other, the supports. Big Goose and Shaz right there for each other. And Surfer and Decay just making plays. Alright, so you see both teams have a plethora of ultimates on both sides, so should be seeing a lot of ults come out here. We see the Bongo from Excelsior, but no Bongo from the Gladiators. And then Shaz again late with the Transcendence, and gonna have no value whatsoever besides getting the res. And then Dragon comes in. You're gonna see, if we switch over to Jonak, actually does a great job getting his trans out in time. And the Excelsior don't have to use a trans for or a resurrection for that. Continue to play this out. The Excelsior trying to make use of their Bongo, but not really getting much value from it. And there's a consistent battle for the high ground here between the Divas and the Hanzos. And neither Surfer nor Libero can get that final blow, it seems, on one another. You're going to see Void trying to make a play here onto Sabiobi. But the help from Animo is just in time, so great job there from Animo. Bomb comes out from Meko, hoping to just get a pick, and not going to happen. Let's see where Meko's HP was at when he did that. So using bomb there aggressively. Okay. Nah, he's at like 50 health. No, he used that aggressively, so it might come back to bite him there. He was fine. He was getting healed up. He was more than 50 health. So Libero finally gets the pick onto Surfer. Let's watch this. So swap over to Libero's perspective. Lands those shots. Is actually going to try to watch for the res for a second here. Keeps his eyes on the Mercy. And then, yeah, keeps his eyes on the Mercy. Does a great job there. And then finally backs away. And then the res comes in. So, Big Goose sticking with it. And that's going to be huge because Surfer is going to make some plays here pretty soon. And actually, so Sabiobi. Oh, no. It was Decay. So if we look at Decay, Decay's going to go on a flank here. And he's going to try to look for a pick. Misses the headshot. Misses the body shot. And now he's halted and they all know where he is. And he's going to be stuck here. Meko is going to go and apply the pressure. He's not going to let him go scot-free. So great job from Meko here. Knows he can get the pick. And Decay actually almost gets him demeched. But Meko finishes him off. So great play there from Meko. Let's see if Decay could have done something better here on his flank. Could he have been a little bit more safe? So if we go third person here. What Decay does is, so he's on the flank right now. And what he does is he takes his shots, right? But his immediate reaction to getting halted is to go up and just continue the flank and just go hard flank instead of flying up to his team. Now it's debatable whether this is the better tactic, but suppose he would have flown up to his team. Who's up here right now? It's actually, okay, so yeah, Libero and Animo are both up here, so he is actually pretty screwed whichever way he goes. So this was a risky play, and it turned out not to be good. It was a, I mean, you got to make plays, right? And you got to take calculated risks. So I'm fine with Decay's play there. Perhaps it was a bit over aggressive, and it just depends on the play style of the Widow, you know. So Decay gonna go down. Now it's a 5v6 for the Gladiators on their attack. What ultimates do we have here? So Decay actually had his sights, and he's not going to use it. Shaz coming back to trans. Jonak also has trans, and then Sabiobi gonna have his sights. Sabiobi over here trying to find Surefour. Surefour applying pressure from left side. High ground goes back to the Gladiators, and it's just this constant ping pong between the Excelsior and the Gladiators for the high ground, and Surefour makes Libero pay right there. So that res coming handy for Big Goose. Surefour able to apply the pressure continuously throughout the last 30 seconds or so because of the res. And no res there from Animo. Interesting. So let's see if he could have got the res here, if he tries to even go for it. So Libero gonna go down. Okay, yeah, Void's all over him. Great job there from Void to deny the res and apply pressure on Animo, make sure he's unable to get it. So could Animo have helped Libero here? Was this a mistake from one of the healers? So Libero, 50 health, and he's, yeah, Animo a little late to healing Libero right now. Tries to get there and just doesn't. So I'm not gonna really blame Animo there. I mean, he probably should have his eyes on his Hanzo, knowing that the Hanzo is the one at higher risk of dying quicker, but it's kind of nitpicky, you know. And then Shaz gonna get mono. So let's watch Shaz here. Okay, wait. So again, the split defense from Excelsior. So Mono just kind of getting stuck on the payload duty, like defend the payload. He's just gonna get absolutely, you know, run on by the Gladiators. 3 people surrounding him, and Mecho's going up there to contest high ground from Surefour. And this is just kind of part of the problem of having you know, Libero fall. You're not gonna have that high ground presence, so it's tough spot for Mecho. He wants to defend high ground now that Libero's down, but he also, you know, is seeing his main tank go down. So what is it? Jonak? Jonak had trans here, and he's not with his main tank. Didn't pull trans out for mono. Let's see. So Harmony right now is on his Mercy. Puts it on mono. So it's on mono. And now he's split from mono, and he sees mono is getting... So he sees that mono is getting pressured, and he doesn't pop trans. So this is a mistake from Jonak. And usually Jonak's pretty good with his Transcendence usage, but is definitely late there. So late Transcendences from both Zenyatta's in this game. That's going to cost him the point, so big mistake there from Jonak. So Gladiators moving in on winning the game here if they can get it to the end. And we look at the ultimate economy for both teams. We see that Roar is going to be coming close to his Bongo. Void going to be coming close to... Oh, he is at his bomb. And then for the Excelsior, we see Dragon Strike is ready. Mono's going to have his Bongo, and Mecho's going to have his bomb here soon. So let's see how this plays out. You're going to see Surefour take the high ground here. Bongo comes out from Mono, a very safe location, and I actually do like this bomb from Void. If you're going to trade bomb for Bongo, it's actually a pretty decent trade because Bongo is just super powerful. If you look at some of the stats for team fights, the win rate with Bongo is just absurd. It's like pretty close to like what Junkrat's tire was last season. So, oh man, you guys see that? Look at the halt from Mono here. All right, so Mono puts his Bongo down. Diva Bomb comes in, and they don't make Mono pay at all. He just moves forward right into the team. I didn't even notice this at first glance. So, yeah, okay. And then Mono, look what Mono does here. Just throws that halt right into the center of the dragon. Man, these guys sink the dragon halt so well. So we can see Gladiators turn the corner here. Actually just going to play again the Dragon Halt from Mono and Libero. Now one thing I want you to notice is the high ground flank that Surefour is going to take here. You can see him in the top right of your screen, the Hanzo. I'll switch over to him. He's up here uncontested. So Libero just not even going to go up there and contest him. They're going to completely give the high ground to Surefour. Meko not going to go up there. And this is how they're going to get a pick. So from this soft high ground flank, if you want to call it that, nobody up there to contest him. And he's going to cause issues. Because now Libero's looking at him and he can't look at Decay. Decay gets that shot on him. Now he's still pestering them. What the fuck's the word? Pestering them on the right. Still pestering them on the right. Gets the dragon now. Mono gonna get halted in the dragon from Void or from Roar. It's that shot. I mean, yeah, Surefour is hitting his shots too. That's when he's uncontested on the high ground, uncontested on the side, and causing issues, and he's hitting his shots. You're gonna lose matches. So now Jonak gonna go and contest with Trans, and it's not gonna be enough. Nothing really analyzed here. Just some cleanup from the Gladiators, and again, uncontested up here on the high ground. So that's going to do it for this Excelsior. Excelsior actually going to lose this 1-3, and I think the Excelsior, although they lost this series, they didn't play awful. There were some very correctable mistakes. Libero had some weird positioning errors on Temple of Anubis. Mono had some weird positioning errors. Jonak didn't pull Trans on B of Route 66 at the end of their defense. That was odd. I think they did a great job adjusting mid-game and going dive when they were losing the high ground on Route 66 attack, and that actually helped them get into third point. But once they got on a third point, they had this weird tendency to forget about the cart, to at least have one person on the cart, and they commit many resources into their fights. And it actually, those few meters add up, and they ended up losing Route 66, I think, because of some poor payload management at times, and some overextensions from Meko, and some mistakes here and there from players. Jonak didn't pull his Trans out in time a couple times, and actually just one time. But I think the Gladiators were just better on this day. I think the DPS from the Gladiators were better today. I think that Decay and Surefour had a beautiful flank at the end of Route 66. Decay had some beautiful shots as well. And in a meta where Orisa Hog is going to be what is going to get the most picks, and otherwise if the teams are going to run Orisa Diva like they did in this match, the DPS are going to be the ones who stand out. Decay and Surefour are one of the best DPS duos in the league. So it's no surprise to me that with the situation we had with Orisa Diva being prominent in this match, the Gladiators came out on top. And Libero Sabiel are nothing to write home about. Or nothing to laugh at. Write home about would be not crediting them. So yeah, they're nothing to laugh at. Like they're really good. But I just think Surefour and Decay were better on this day. So yeah, that was the series. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis, and hope you guys will stay tuned for more videos.